What is the opposite of cringe? Because whatever is the opposite of cringe, this is not it. I'm going to want to try to sing the normal version of the song Clatonia, the opening theme song to the Overlord anime at some point. But for now, I'm going to air quotes sing the fully English translated version of it, since the version that's done for the anime is like 80% Japanese and 20% English. But I'm not going to be listening to music while I do this, so. And the fact that it's not made for the full English lyrics, so. One, I have no idea what pacing I would have to go at. And even then, that would just sound even more unnatural, even if I tried to go that way. And even then, I wouldn't even know how to do it. So I'm just going to sing through this very terribly. It's, if anything, consider this like Clatonia 1.9. Clatonia 1 was me singing the song First Time by Finger 11. Part 2 will be this song in its normal version, and it'll be in a playlist called Verrucht. And of course, Clatonia Part 3 will be me singing Unravel by, from the Tokyo Ghoul anime in Japanese. And then Part 4 will be the song by Icebreaker, Verrucht. And then Part 4 will be a song that I can't even remember the name of right now. So that bodes well for that. I suppose we'll start with our intro. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar T8. And, well, I enjoy karaoke, but I'm terrible at it. Now this, I don't know if it even counts as karaoke. I just wrote down the fully English translated lyrics on some notebook paper. And I'm going to extremely badly, more so talk through it with a slight hint of singing. But this is going to be, it's going to sound like the most obnoxious thing you've ever listened to. And I've, really set the bar really high on that with many of the other videos I've made in terms of being obnoxious and cringy and annoying, or just really terrible audio quality or singing quality. So, yeah, fair warning. This will probably be one of the most cringy and obnoxious and painful things to listen to. This will not be good singing. This will not be entertaining. There is no redeeming quality to, if you spend the moment listening to me do this, you will not feel as if you've spent your time wisely. You will want your money back, even though you paid nothing for this. Then again, I don't make a cent from this channel. I never will make a cent. I'll never be monetized, have super chats, or any of that shit. I'm just a really annoying, crazy guy who I guess just likes talking to the internet. Heck, still not entirely. I'm pretty sure I'm autistic. I'm pretty sure I probably am. Which is funny, because I'm 38, and the first time anyone even mentioned the possibility that I might be autistic, well, I think I was 35, and my initial response at the age of 35, being told the possibility, hey, you might be autistic. My first thought was yeah, right. One, I'm too old to be autistic. And two, if I was, it would have came up before this. Surely somebody would have noticed, But then again, I'm also glad that nobody did notice then, because at the point is this. Would doctors have tried to medicate me in some way? Or would people have treated me in a worse way? And at the very least, I would say this. Even if I am autistic, it's I am an autism, not a dumb. And everyone's that's terrible grammar for that. Yes, but I think that way of phrasing it sounds funny and more humorous, and is more likely to get the point across than saying it properly. Main point is, I'm not stupid, even if I am autistic. And even then, there's apparently a very large range of that. So, and even then, who knows? Maybe it's other stuff going on with me that seems like autism. I don't know. Or maybe it's a combination of the two. Maybe it's autism plus something that's like autism, something that isn't autism, but presents similar. So who knows? And everyone's like, what is this video? Like, I don't know. Nothing. There is, ow, I hit myself in the notebook. That hurt. You know those little metal ring things? I was like moving my hands while speaking. Ow. But, yeah, so. But yeah, it wasn't, granted, it took a couple months for me to really think about that and like look at stuff up a little bit and start thinking about it. And like, So basically, it wasn't until I was 35 years old that I was first thinking to myself, you know, I might have just a little bit of autism. And as time goes on, I'm like thinking of it more and more. And I'm like, you know, probably am. But at that point, I'm still undecided if I should like talk to a doctor about that. And he's sort of like, of course, you take any of those online quizzes and tests about that sort of stuff. It's like, well, according to this online test, you are very autistic. And it's like, yeah, but it's an online test. Can I really trust that? And even then, there really is no real official diagnosis of autism. That being said, I can look back at many things in my life, even just the way I, like, heck, I love my mom very much. And, you know, I would enjoy playing Mario 1, Mario 3 with my mom on the NES. We weren't really great at it, but I just enjoyed spending time with my mom, or she'd cook meals from, homemade, and I'd sit in the kitchen and talk to her. Now, looking back, the way I talked was a bit odd. So, heck, like in school, I did really good in school. But the thing with English was I phrased everything very weird. Apparently, my sentence structure, like I don't have dyslexia. I write words correctly. But I'll put words in a sentence incorrectly. Not quite like fucking Yoda or some shit. But it's just in general, in terms of my sentences, thinking structure, the way I even write paragraphs and essays, I tend to have very disorganized speech. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand the way other people write things. I can read their stuff and understand it, but it's just, the way I write it is, the way I think. And of course, I tend to sometimes get easily distracted on that stuff and go off topic. So, there's that. But I mean, heck, I remember being 12, 13, 14, doing IQ tests, getting like 132. I graduated from high school with an honors diploma, 4.0, straight A's, did classes like calculus, physics, chemistry, I did really well at that stuff. So, just couldn't have afford college and stuff. I am a poor. My entire life has been spent basically working. I mean, granted, I've worked in restaurants too, but most of my life has been spent inside factories and warehouses, walking on concrete wearing steel-toe boots, doing physical manual labor. I'm still fucking fat, though. So it's like, disappointment. Everyone's like, weren't you going to sing a thing terribly? That's not even quite singing. It's more like you're just going to talk through it. Yeah. But here's the thing. I would, sit in the kitchen and talk to my mom because, I love my mom and, I enjoyed sitting there and talking to her. And I enjoyed the food that she made. But, readjusting my headset. Because I have it a little bit off my ears because I want to be able to actually hear myself a little bit better, which I guess it's just masochistic on my part. Or maybe just a slight hope that if I can hear my own voice better, I can have better understanding of the tones I'm making and can sing better. By the way, guys, don't get your hopes up. That will not work. But, and of course, when I go to actually playing a bit of this game, I'm going to readjust the headset to actually have the speakers of the headphones on my ears. But looking back, obviously me and my mom and I didn't see anything unusual about how I spoke back then, or at any point. And of course, it's just okay, we had a typewriter, so when it came to actually typing things out, she had to type it because we had limited amounts of ink, and, she had to rewrite. She couldn't understand how I did stuff with a lot of math and stuff, but it's just she would have to read through the essays I wrote just to figure out, what the fuck was I writing? Then again, even then, rereading old essays I have, it is cringy even by my standards. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, looking back, I feel it's kind of obvious that I probably have autism in some kind. Still undecided if, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel there's really anything wrong with me on that. It's just my personality. I think it's just more so an issue. Maybe one day I'll meet someone who actually, is perfectly cool with me as I am and just loves and accepts me as I am. But it's not an issue of like being defective. It's more so just a unique difference. But I will say this. One of the initial reasons I was like, I'm not autistic, is because a lot of the things that you stereotypically see, especially in movies and stuff, it's like, I feel like they represent that in a very negative light in a way that's extreme, and I feel like most people aren't going to be like that. And heck, apparently, I think I first heard the term masking a bit in this game. Since technically Oliver is, has autism. And honestly, a lot about Oliver, it feels like, granted, there's several games where I feel like I'm playing a person that is very similar to me in a personality, like Date from AI the Somnium Files. Or, I think it's, what is her name again? Mook? I can't remember her name. The girl who's very clumsy from Danganronpa 2. I can't remember her name. But heck, I feel like Date and her fused as personalities. Heck, I made a video talking about 11 different Dragon Ball Z fusions of anime characters before. Heck. I'll read through those fusions real quick. Fusion number 1, Yusuke Urameshi and Sailor Moon. Fusion 2, Astolfo and Jack Hanma. Fusion 3, Chrono Gorgon, Vasha Stampede. Fusion 4, Stein, also from Soul Eater, and Nagisa from Assassination Classroom. Fusion 5, Chip the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey, and Ernest, Jim Varney. Fusion 6, Vegeta and the 2003 Guilty Gear XX Testament. Fusion 7, Goku and Tsukasa from .X Sign. Fusion 8, Shinji Ikari and Zelos Metallium. Fusion 9, Licked Bach Rihito and Takumi Nishijo. Fusion 10, Date and Mikon Sumaki. And Fusion 11, Mega Man Volnut and Alucard. Anyway. But yeah, main point is this. I don't know if I ever really talked to a doctor about, being autistic or anything like that, or get any sort of proper testing on that. I don't even know if there'd be a point or a reason. But main point is, Oliver, heck, I remember Olive from the Perfect Apocalypse trilogy I also did a Let's Play of. But it's a good game series. I did it like a few years ago. But Oliver, I definitely feel like I'm playing. Heck, he looks like I looked back when I was 18. Other than that, his personality, the way he talks, the way he emotes with his face and hands, in general, the way he thinks, the way his inner monologue is, the way he talks to people, it's basically I'm playing a game where I'm playing as myself. Like, I look and listen to Oliver, and I'm like, I'm just looking at myself. This is me. And like I said, I don't think I'd ever heard the term masking before, which apparently it's basically air quotes mental illness, to where it's where if you have an air quotes mental illness, you are pretending to not have mental illness so that you can just be normal and fit into society, and be sociable. Which, I mean, to a large degree, I think everybody wants to be sociable and fit in with society and have friends and stuff, and not be seen as like a freak or something, or hated by everybody. Then again, I got bullied so fucking much in school, so yeah, that sucked. So I got treated really badly, but hey, that's It was definitely an unhappy thing for me. But main point I'm just saying is this. People prefer to be, I don't know, feel wanted, accepted, respected, appreciated, cared about, safe, things like that. Heck, in general, people want a sense of competence. Feel that, they're capable of doing things in life and they're not a fucking failure. Heck, just general self-esteem. Is that where we're going with there? But yeah, the main thing is that, wow, we're like 15 minutes into this and I have not even done this reading thing, let alone playing any of the game. Yeah. The Verrucht playlist probably after this. Right now we're in the Nausea playlist because I don't know. I like making playlists. I guess it's kind of odd, but I like it, so it's my way of doing it. I'll try to not make 5 billion playlists from now on, okay? I'll try to keep it minimal from now on, because I do understand it's a little bit disorganized and a little bit convoluted and not easy to find anything if you were actually looking for. But there is a search function if you're on a channel. You can just go on my channel, click videos, go in the little search bar next to it. You can just type in the name of something. So even if it's like, socializing can be a nightmare, part whatever number. And I still think YouTube needs a page system for both community posts as well as playlists and for videos in general within playlists and just your normal, library of videos. There needs to be a page system. That'd be much more organized and efficient and easier. But yeah, the masking thing. Like I say all the time that, this is just a place for me to talk without a filter. Part of it's just because I'm a lonely, antisocial person, and me talking to this computer screen is the closest thing I have to a friend. Or, not feeling completely alone in the universe. Heck, I don't remember what a hug feels like. I'm not sure I ever will again. But that's fine. I've gotten used to being alone, and I probably will be alone forever. I don't know. Will I ever date again? Will I ever even bother trying to date? If I ever do date, I'm just going to be gay. At which point, again, I don't know one emotion right in that. I'm also, again, concerns about my parents' reaction on that. So you're like, oh, you're 38. But I'm still like, I still care about what my mom thinks of me. I love my mom. I don't want her to hate me. And I really don't care what my dad thinks, but I know he'd be very much against it, and he would be very influential on my mom on that. And also, I don't know if I'd cause major problems there, and I'm just maybe overly worrying on that. But even then, it's just either way, I'm not really emotionally ready on that yet. Plus, maybe I can stop being fat before I try to date people, but I seem to not be able to succeed at that. I'm still fat. I am 5'11" and I am 206 pounds. My arms are too skinny and my stomach sticks out too much. I will say this, if I ever do have a six-pack, I will be very vain about that, and I will show it off. And I will be proud of that. Because if I ever do, it probably took a shit ton of fucking work. What was weird, I was seeing these videos of people, getting upset at Trump saying, at 2 weeks into the Trump presidency, he'd only been president for 2 weeks, and there's these people that were, still, 400 pounds and, 5'2", who said they had lost 30 pounds in the 2 weeks Trump was president because they couldn't afford groceries. And I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. How on earth did you lose that much weight? Heck, I'm pretty sure if I lost just the amount of weight you said you lost in 2 weeks, I'd probably have a fucking six-pack. There are times back when I had the brief amount of time where where I was in between jobs. There was times I went 4 days in a row and ate nothing but pickles. Where I was basically starving myself. I didn't lose any fucking weight at all. All I did was, I'm going to go work out, and then I'm injured. Recovery. Go work out. Injured. I'm like, fuck. It's like, come on. But I guess it's the main thing of the issue of, one, low self-esteem, as well as I do care about my physical appearance. I just feel very discouraged because I feel like it's hopeless and I can't do shit about it. And I feel like any attempt I make at anything is just failure. And just in general, the desire for acceptance, as well as, if I were to date, I would want the person dating me to find me attractive. I would want the person, because in general, especially given the fact that every relationship I've ever been in, everyone's cheated on me, and everyone made it clear during the breakup that they never found me attractive at all, and they explained that they had ulterior reasons for dating me, and explained what those were. It's like, well, that hurts my feelings. I'm still grateful that I was able to have the relationships, but at the same time, it's like, and then boils down to, I've never actually met anyone who ever thought I was attractive in any way, and been through a lot of rejections. So, I guess at the end of the day, it's like, it sounds petty, but, you want someone who respects you, who appreciates you, who would never hurt you under any circumstance. And I know it's very lame. You want someone you feel safe with. But I know it sounds petty. Like, you want someone who thinks, I want this person to think I'm handsome, to think I'm attractive, to think I'm cute, to think I'm pretty. Like, to basically be complimented for being aesthetically pleasing and sexually attractive to another person. It's like half and half praise kink and just the general need for positive encouragement, for emotionally be healthy. Like, it's a mix of both. Like, on the one hand, I probably do have a bit of a praise kink in the regard that both, like, it's definitely a turn on. I know that sounds really creepy to everyone, and no one else probably relates to this in any way, but I think it would be a turn on for someone to actually find me attractive and to think I'm like pretty and handsome and cute and not an ugly eldritch horror. So, also on the other hand, and again, this sounds very lame, I think it would feel very good in terms of self-esteem and how I feel about myself to, be complimented and to basically be told that I am, attractive, desirable, not ugly, of value. So like I said, it's half and half. On the one hand, it's praise kink, and it is a little bit of a, it's a sexual kink, to a degree that it's a turn on for someone to find me attractive or to say something complimenting me in that kind of way, or for someone to express, like, heck, again, this sounds really dumb, but like, those animes where like the anime girls like master or like that, like, and not in like a mean way, but like, and like in a very like the game The Jester I played, where that guy, like a Bishonen type character, and everyone's like, what's a Bishonen type character? Basically, it's a man who's not really a femboy, but he's more attractive. Like, we'll go Kaoru Nagi. I think the last name's Nagisa. Kaoru from Evangelion, someone like that. Basically an attractive guy with some slight feminine qualities, but not actually a femboy sort of person. Just think Kaoru Nagisa, just, something like that. Mainly I'm just trying to, like, The Jester. I played 2 parts of a game called Jester. And there's one where, like, the first time I played it, it's like, I wound up basically just answering things, how I would normally answer. And then it's like, okay, obviously I failed at being a normal person. Because then that I just get like head pats and basically we're just friends and stuff. Whereas in the second part of it, like, like he's like my master, and it's like, and it's just like, the idea of someone who's very cute calling you master playfully, like not condescendingly, not facetiously, not, combatively or, adversarially, like, you're being fucking rude about it and you're like being sardonic. It's different from sarcasm. Sardonic is sarcasm, but there's more ill will behind it. But anyway, I'm just saying the idea of imagine if there was a cute anime girl in front of you and she was all being lovey and dovey and stuff, and you could tell that she really, really liked you and she respected you a lot, and she was trying to be playful and she called you master. So it's more so about the person being playful, and I don't know, I like the idea of being treated with respect or being appreciated in general, or for someone to be affectionate, or someone to actually find me, desirable. So it's a mix of the two things. Like, on the one hand, it is a sexual kink. It is a bit of a praise kink. It's really nice. Then again, maybe it's just because I don't think I would about to say, like, it's because I so infrequently would receive any sort of compliment. Like, in general, compliments are not really a thing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are used to getting compliments all the time, but I don't really receive compliments. I don't really remember getting compliments from anyone. That's kind of depressing. If you guys want, you can share in the comments last time you guys got a compliment. I'm sure you guys got 100 examples. But yeah, as far as me, compliments are not really a thing I really receive. I mean, like I said, on the one hand, it is a bit of a praise kink. I mean, it would feel really, really nice. Not in a not entirely wholesome way. It's not entirely safe. In a bit of a lewd way, it would feel really nice for someone cute to be complimenting me and thinking the world of me. On the other hand, it is on a wholesome way. It's just I have really damaged self-esteem, and it just really would be nice someone actually thinking and saying good things about you. And like I said, I know it sounds really lame, but it's like both in terms of a sexual kink sort of way, and both also in a wholesome self-esteem way. I would like someone to think I was cute and attractive and handsome and pretty and stuff like that. Compliments. I know that sounds petty and lame, but I really would like, for whoever I would date in the future to find me attractive and actually like me and actually, be happy to spend time with me and to never ever hurt me or be violent to me in any situation. So, yeah. Okay, well, we were talking about like autism or something. Oh, the masking thing, right? In general, talking on these videos, like I don't talk without a filter. There's never really a script. It's just I talk. The closest thing I have to a script is, I wrote out the lyrics to this thing. Heck, I know, like, the first video I ever made, period, for this channel, I wrote out a little bulleted point list just because I know I tend to get distracted, and I was trying to, like, keep myself, because I was like, okay, I need to try to keep myself focused, and, like, maybe this will do it. And kind of, I don't know, I don't think I succeeded, but at least it was an attempt. I had a little piece of notebook paper and I wrote out a little bullet point list to try to keep myself, focused, so I could at least have topics in front of me, so that if I start getting confused, I can, like, look down, like, okay, I'm supposed to be talking about this or that. And I look through a list and I'm like, oh yeah, I already talked about this, I talked about that. Who knows? So, but yeah, it's just, fuck. Very disorganized. And it's not going to get any better. Heck, I've said it before. If I can remember how I promise nothing, I guarantee even less. And the only thing consistent on my channel is a complete and total lack of professionalism. And like I said, I make no money from doing this channel. I never made a cent from the internet with this. I never will. I'm never going to be monetized. I don't know why YouTube would ever want to monetize me. But even if I had 1 million subscribers and YouTube wanted to monetize me, I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to have merchandise. I'm not going to have super chats, or any of those things. I mean, it's not like I'm rich. I mean, I live paycheck to paycheck pretty much with enough money left over to get some fucking Steam games. And I work full-time plus overtime in a factory doing manual labor. Heck, I feel like I pulled something in my back recently. So, heck, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose one of my toenails because the big toe on my right foot, I bruised it really bad on the inside of the steel toe of my boot. So, it's actually starting to lift up because, granted, you think my foot would be okay because I've been in steel-toe boots all my life pretty much, but it's just like, maybe this pair was just a tiny bit too tight or something. So I think I'm going to lose 1 or 2 toenails from, just the steel inside the steel toe of my boot, because the toe, and it's not like I dropped anything heavy on my foot. It's more so just, I do a lot of walking and moving and lifting stuff, and I guess that was just my foot was rubbing against the steel too much. I mean, it hurt, but I just, ignored it. But, yeah, it was definitely very bruised. So, yeah, that sucks, I guess. I'm going to probably lose a toenail or 2. That sucks. But hey, again, this sounds creepy, but if it does come off entirely whole, I'll probably save it in a Ziploc bag. So, if anyone asks me, like, why is that part of your toe missing? I'm like, here's the rest of it in this bag. And everyone's like, now you sound like a serial killer. I'm like, I'm sorry. What would you guys do in this situation? What's normal? And then everyone's like, well, the normal thing would just be stop making videos entirely, crawl in bed and never get out of the bed ever again, and just stop bothering everyone because everyone hates you. Okay, enough of that. Like the autism thing. Okay, the masking thing. I had never really heard of that until like Oliver mentioned that. And again, it's like I'm seeing stuff that is like, because in real life, if I was talking to people, for the most part, I avoid talking about my own feelings or about myself in general or anything negative about myself. In general, people ask me, oh, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing okay. Hey, I got this one project going on. Like, I'm working at a job with this and doing that. And cool. And that'd be it. Like, most time if I'm talking to people IRL, I would just be listening and keeping the topic usually on them or whatever conversation they want to talk about. In general, I basically, be normal, or at least the closest I can do to it. But I think as time goes on, I'm more and more noticeably autistic. And the more I'm aware of, how I'm doing certain autistic things, I'm trying not to do them. And I feel, I've noticed I'm just completely fucking failing at it, and a lot of it's just completely involuntary, like certain hand movements I do, or like certain things where I will tap myself in certain ways, on the leg or something, and I'm walking, or I'll do certain movements that are, considered autistic. And it's like, when you're okay, I'm at least aware of that, I'm gonna try to force myself not to do that. And it's like, nope, it's the thing my body's gonna do regardless. I'm like, fuck. And it's like, I'm more aware of just how fucking awkward I am in terms of talking to people. And I'm trying to like force myself not to be. And it's not succeeding at all. So, yeah. But yeah, I keep going on a tangent. I'm sorry. I was trying to talk about the masking thing. The main thing is this. I've said it before many, 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 many times. I hop on this thing to talk without a filter. This YouTube channel is just me talking without a filter. But apparently, my idea of a filter is, one, letting down is that emotional wall and actually, talking about myself, talking about my feelings, or just in general, just talking in general and opening up and just being myself and, not worrying about being self-conscious or letting the other person talk, but instead just letting my thoughts spill out. But more importantly is a lot of them asking is more so just I know I phrased this a certain way in the past when I first came across it. I can't remember how I did that, though. Ow, my back. Ow, I'm sitting down for a second. Ow, I was standing. Ow, ow, ow. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm going to try to look that up real quick, how I wrote that down. I have it saved somewhere. Everyone's like, this is so disorganized. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to say through all of this. Heck, another thing I'll say is this. I'm 38, and for most of my life, I've considered myself completely straight. Heck, I'll tell you this. I didn't hear about Astolfo or the red pill or MGTOW stuff or any of that kind of stuff. And of course, I'm not a red pill MGTOW, but I support those people. But again, there's no such thing as a gay MGTOW. But it's just funny. Like, Astolfo and Felix and all those things did not exist until like a few years after I was divorced. But, like, I'm 38. And I've considered myself straight most of my life. I don't think it was like till I was like 33 years old I started to actually think for the first time, I might just be a little bit gay. I might be bisexual. Just maybe. Just a little bit. And now I'm like, I love cock and balls, but I'm still antisocial. And it's like, Then again, it's still kind of funny that I didn't have the idea that I might be autistic until I was 35. And even then, my initial response was, yeah, there's no chance of that. I mean, how could I be? One, I'm too old to be autistic. I mean, if I was autistic when I was younger, I would have just outgrown it by now, right? You outgrow autism, right? Like, wouldn't I be too old to be autistic? Then again, this whole game is just Lunar looking in the mirror, talking to himself, asking himself to tell himself what hugs feel like, because I don't remember what hugs feel like. Just Lunar being himself, as himself, by himself, alone. That's just... So, I mean, at this point, doing all that, I mean, if I wasn't being self-reflective, I mean, honestly, I don't think that's possible. Then again, I think in general, video games and anime, the biggest problem with video games and anime nowadays is that it's like the fucking HR department, human resources, is like just sitting in the room looking over the game dev's shoulders and you can't say that, you can't draw that. It's like, yeah, he's like, you can't draw that, you have to censor that, you have to do this and that, and like, yeah. Yeah, that also probably sounds a bit lame, but I think that would be an interesting date idea for someone you're actually romantic with. I've never done this, but imagine if you both had a model Gundam set and you were just sitting next to each other making your own individual, separate model Gundams or like robots and stuff. And everyone's like, we can see why you're alone. I'm like, actually, it's more so just because I'm so fucking ugly, and I'm also not rich, but yeah, it's mainly the ugliness, but yeah, I'm very, I guess, awkward. Then again, it's like, imagine having a conversation with me. It's like, hey, I'm happy. I'm going to try to smile and enjoy your company, but I'm also going to be very awkward and introverted and anxious and depressed. It's like, so I don't know if... Then again, heck, you guys know that Snow White movie that's coming out at some point? I think it and Assassin's Creed Shadow are coming out like within 24 hours of each other. I wonder who's going to make more of a profit. Then again, I would rather watch like a dwarf metal concert than actually go watch a Snow White movie. Then again, there's a song called Sonne, Sonne, by Rammstein. Might be a better Snow White than that. But in general, as I was saying earlier, like I am so lame. I need things like love, acceptance, a sense of competence, safety, belonging, affection, sleep, friendship, occasional periods of time of quiet where I can unwind and just sort of shut down to process and recharge. Hugs, again, and someone to listen and care. Also, I really like music and anime. Everyone's like, what the fuck are we watching? You're watching a gay bisexual cat on the internet. And general, it's like, you have encountered a wild lunar D8. What will you do? And it's like, by that point, like, my question to all of you is like, am I the only one who likes anime and who also likes walking, like bike trails, and I also like taking naps? I'm awkward, I communicate weird, I get confused and I get distracted, my mind will wander. I definitely have some kind of autism. I don't really know how that translates, but it's an autism of some sort. And I'm also gentle and silly and introverted. But yeah, it is very interesting that I'm basically playing a game. Like Oliver is basically me. He's basically what I looked like at 18, and it's a character from a video game. And he basically has my personality, my mannerisms, my way of speaking and feeling. I mean, it's interesting to play a game where you are playing yourself. Heck, me as a boyfriend would just be like, especially since I'd be being gay, like, I'll just be like, hey, here's an overly affectionate bottom who reads manga all the time. Somehow I'll be playing Union Rhythm Psychosis whenever it comes out. Originally it was supposed to come out in 2024. I think it'll be a fun game. Not sure if I'm ever going to find this thing I'm looking for. Then again, like I said, the main criticism I got from people is I'm a mellow, non-aggressive person. And don't get me wrong, I get angry, but I see no reason to take it on other people. I've been told there's something wrong with me since I'm not violent. I don't like yelling, and if there is, I withdraw instead of lashing out. Heck, in general, I don't like people who are arrogant or violent, or like to start arguments over nothing. I tend to just be a chilled, laid-back person. If I'm around someone, I want it to be someone I feel safe around. I want to feel peace with someone who appreciates and respects me, and is affectionate and cares about me and would never hurt me under any circumstance. Okay, I think I finally found it. Thought there was more to it. Guess not. But yeah, basically, I've been saying for years that my videos are a place for me to talk without a filter. Turns out what I call as a filter is the autism community referred to as masking. Side note, I have no idea if I'm autistic or not, or in what way. I could be other things. Either way, I am me. So that was kind of just a complete wash in terms of, making you guys wait around. I mean, heck, I've made you guys wait 45 minutes before I've been doing this read through of the English lyrics of Clatonia. And I'm still talking about this stuff. And of course, are you going to get any gameplay? I don't know anymore at this point. But, yeah, it's just me saying because in general, if I talk to other people IRL, I can use them as a bit of a sounding board to, talk about normal things and stay on topic and not go on like 500 tangents or let my mind wander or, also I can notice how they're talking. I can at least sound more, air quotes, normal, So, in general, the masking thing is it's what I call having a filter. It's me not talking about myself or being overly emotional or, crying in front of people or talking about personal things, being, reserved, stoic, quiet, mature. Basically, just having an emotional wall up, as well as at times adapting a bit of the personality characteristics of the people around me to more fit in and be normal. And just be socially normal? I don't know. You guys get what I mean. Basically, when I say filter, apparently it's amounts to more so the whole autism masking thing. Apparently, all that time I was saying, I make these videos for a place for me to talk about a filter. It's essentially me saying, I guess, because I hadn't even heard the masking term this way, essentially these videos are a place for me to be an autistic person who's able to talk to all of you without masking and just be my normal, fully autistic self without trying to mask and hide my autism. Which is funny that I was so good at hiding my autism when I myself didn't even know I was fucking autistic. I had learned a skill to hide a mental illness I didn't even know I fucking had. How the fuck does that work? But yeah, basically, every time I say, I'm making a video to talk without a filter, it's basically me saying, I'm making a video so I can be an autistic person who's going to talk without doing any masking at all. So I'm going to have emotions and feelings and share that stuff because I feel less self-conscious and, in general, it's just I want to encourage people to talk about their feelings, to express themselves, as long as they're not hurting themselves or others. Maybe it can be help of others, but honestly, I'm just doing it because I feel like doing it. It's a selfish thing on my part. I don't make any money from it, but I just really like making the videos. Okay, well, time to reach new levels of cringe, guys. Every video we stray further and further from whatever is the opposite of cringe. Every day we dig deeper and deeper to the abyss that is cringe. Hey, you guys remember that song called Abyss by 3-4 from the game? What was it? The band was Scandroid. But what was the name of that game? Shit. It's the one where you ground up spiders to make coffee in outer space with Mobius strips and 4-dimensional shit. There were lasers. I can't remember. I think the game was also inspired by an earlier Newgrounds game called White Chamber. So, definitely very similar art style. What was the name of that game? Shit, I can't remember. I'm gonna try to look that up real quick. Everyone's like, stop going off topic. I'm like, just give me a second. I just need to look this up real quick. 3-4 Abyss. What's it from? Tell me what game this is from. Okay, fine. I'll type what game. Okay, it's not talking about visitors from the abyss. Like, that's not OST? What's it from? Oh my god. What game? Steam PS4? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to go to my Steam page, and I'm just going to scroll through my games and see if there's something that looks familiar. Now we're just listening to Lunar quietly read a list of video games. Curved Space. That's Curved Space. What I was looking for was a game called Curved Space. Okay. Well, let's hop into this. This is going to be horrible, and this is not going to be paced even remotely well, and it's not going to be sung well, and even then, it's not really singing. It's more so me speaking through this. It's the fully English translated lyrics of Clatonia, the opening song to Overlord. I am going to be making a Clatonia Part 2 video at one point. That's going to be in the Verrucht playlist, which will be the playlist right after this playlist. After that, I think, again, I'm going to try to keep the new playlist to a minimal. I've got carried away with that. So I'll make new playlists for each of the, I'll finish off the Chapter 2 of Higurashi within the Nausea playlist, where I'm currently going through, this game. Siren's Call, Lose Yourself a Siren's Call, Escape Velocity. So I'll be doing Higurashi Chapter 2 and a bunch of other side games in this playlist. After that, we'll have the Verrucht playlist. And then we'll have a playlist for each individual chapter, because there's they're different games. So there's 8 more Higurashi games I'll be going through. So they'll probably each be their own playlist, depending on how long they are. And also have a playlist for Union Rhythm Psychosis, whenever that comes out. I'll call it Denpa Brain. Oh, why not? We're stop being clumsy. I'm I'm trying. I'll call that Denpa Brain Rot. Okay. Again, prepare yourselves. This will be the most obnoxious thing you've ever listened to. And again, this is saying a lot, given if you've listened to everything I've said the past 53 and a half minutes, you would think, oh my god, after what we've heard for almost the past hour, there's nothing more obnoxious than what Lunar's already done. Everything I've already, just the sound of my voice, this whole fucking video, there's nothing more obnoxious than that. And I'm I will prove you wrong. Right now you've seen the Super Saiyan 2 of obnoxious annoyingness. And now I'm going to show you Super Saiyan 3 cringe. We're reaching to go even further beyond in new levels of cringe. We're going to get fucking Guinness World Record for cringiest fucking internet video. Or just being the world's biggest fucking loser. Lunar has now been presented the award from the Guinness World Records for being the fucking biggest weeb in the world. Oh well. This is going to be bad, by the way, guys. Where should I search for an answer to my question? Where's my soul? It's like fear, like a bad dream. When I wake up, all that's left of me are bones. I'm in a panic, get out, hurry. Oh, their miseries and mysteries. Dead or alive, I'm on the brink of self-destruction. As I'm roaming around from left to right to hell, an invitation to come disappear. We're dancing 1, 2, 3 steps on this dark stage. Raise your flag, march on fight. Try to grab the edge of the mask, but all I hear is bones. Wars and swords, tears and blood. Feel my heart begin to race as I laugh in this bloodbath we made. Where's should I search for an answer to the question, where's my soul, where's my heart? Reality is swallowing me. Don't hesitate, go this way. I don't know and I don't care. Filter out fakes, keep surviving. Lost sorrows start to thrive. Misery world, a pitch black sky, a cold midnight. The darkness of night always drives me mad. Where is that star now? I found the star now, but it's so beautiful, I'm so doubtful. Amidst bewilderment lies desire. When I look out, I see the sky, land, and sea, a temptation to climb higher, to attain utter domination. Climbing 1, 2, 3 steps to the royal throne, cast a spell, call them up, summon despair. Drunk with emptiness, my soldiers dance, shouts and barks grief and death upon those who cower in fear. Bring your blades down ruthlessly, stay cruel to the end and expose it all. Break it all, take it all, obtain everything. I just pray or just play, it's not like that, I just can't stop. While clinging to an undying suspicion, take back what was lost. Even if it too has been covered in madness. Crazy world, an invisible heart with a body I can clearly see. Gotta take oath to what I really want to believe in. Toss aside the answer and get running. Where's my soul? Where's my heart? Believe in that determination. Don't hesitate, go this way. I don't understand, but I don't care. No matter if this is a dream or reality, I'll just live on through this world as far as I can go. As far as my feet will take me in this misery world. I told you guys it was going to be bad. I'm like, oh, is it going to be better? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be better? Got this shit in my ears now. Yay, it's more comfy. And we're like almost a full fucking hour. But is it going to be better when you do the full, actual version for the... And it's like, no, it won't be better. Okay. Well, let's hop into this, guys. I should have gotten like a drink or something. I got some Mountain Dew Baja Blast in the fridge. Okay, 63.9. Drowning. Again, I like the music. Everything I am is second rate. Ashton is bolder, Andy is tougher, Violet is wiser, and Judith I've come to discover is far more intelligent than I could ever hope to be. Maybe after you leave, I'll end up being a better leader, but that's a hollow victory. If I win by default, then it's like I never won in the first place. Emil sits down as the tide comes in, following the waves to slam against his own body, allowing the waves to slam against his own body over and over again. I don't understand why it has to be this way. It's not like I don't try my best in everything I do. Chess, writing, hell, even brushing my teeth. I don't think I do anything halfway anymore. But even after all this effort, my losses have been stacking up again, and my teeth have begun to yellow. He grabs a fistful of wet sand, letting it drip between the gaps in his hand. Am I just being entitled? It's not like I needed to be born talented, but having anything that sets me apart from the rest of you guys would have been nice. But the only thing notable about me is how hard I try, isn't it? Emil lies down on his back, now completely drenched and giving his body to the ocean. It makes me wonder what would happen if I stopped trying so hard. My words wouldn't be as polished, my talking points would be sloppy. The illusion would be broken, and my pathetic mediocrity would be on display for all to see. I'm certain that I need to die before that happens. After all, if I can't become something extraordinary, then I need to die while people still think highly of me. A tactical concession might be my only course of action at this point. Back at the library again. I'm really starting to despise this place. I hate these lights. I hate the weird chemical smell that clings to everything. I think I'm starting to hate books. I like reading. I like going to Barnes and Nobles. Granted, I can't really buy very many books, but I like just looking around at the different books there are. Heck. I will say this, a chemical smell I don't like. Have you ever walked into a Hobby Lobby? They say it's because of all the fabric stuff in there, but there's such an overpowering chemical smell that instantly I felt like I wanted to vomit, and I couldn't stand there. I just immediately started having a horrible migraine, and nauseous and lightheaded. So I don't know. If I ever go back to a Hobby Lobby, I think I need a hazmat suit. I don't hate Emil though. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't hate me. Maybe there's a chance I can talk to him and hang out somewhere else today? Hey, Emil. How goes it? Buddy? Buddy? Huh. That's weird. Emil doesn't seem to be reading anything today. No books, no binders filled with complicated notes, or he's probably just lost in thought like I am. He's just sitting there, like a hospital patient waiting for morphine. Ah, you're here. Excellent. Glad you could. Hello? You okay, dude? Dude? Am I next? Oh, you're making a... I gotcha. I'm next, aren't I? That's why you came here, isn't it? He knows. I mean, you're the next person I wanted to hang out with. You doing okay, number 2? You seem kind of out of it. No, I'm fine. I've had a lot on my mind lately is all. Shall we discuss? I'm okay with discussing anything. We really don't have to discuss anything if you don't want to. Could we hang out somewhere else? The lights in here are kind of hurting. He's clearly not feeling it today, is he? You want to just go get ice cream or something? Why is my solution always to go to fucking Dairy Queen? It smells like lemons and bleach in here anyway, kind of starting to make me dizzy. What about the book? We can talk about it there. We don't have much time left. Shouldn't the two of us go over it while we still have the chance? We can talk about it over ice cream. We can talk while we're walking around if you want to. I basically have the whole thing memorized at this point. So we don't need to be in the library, do we? You practically live here anyway. It'll do you some good to leave your shell once in a while, right? I'm not too sure. Getting ice cream isn't something that I was really planning on doing today. And that's why it'll be fun. I'll even pay for you, alright? Come on. If Ash were here, you'd be all for it. If the last bit's not going to get him motivated, nothing else will. So we trying to motivate our friend, and I feel like we're failing. Perhaps you have a point. One thing's for certain. The air in here is hardly conducive to any sort of meaningful discussion. Sure, let's see what the outside world has to offer. Yep, and the best part of it will be walking around with my friend. I know that sounds lame, but I'm the kind of person I like walking on bike trails and hiking trails. It would be nice to have somebody come with me, whether it's a platonic friend or a romantic partner. Either way, it'd be nice to have someone who's just someone I feel safe with, someone who'd never try to hurt me, and someone who's just happy to be spending time with me. The two of us go into town and get some soft serve. Yay, soft serve ice cream. Emil unsurprisingly ends up choosing a cone of coffee flavored ice cream. I mean, I'm not judging it for it. I just wouldn't want that myself. Maybe one day if I had enough ice cream, I'd be like, I'll try it. I remember there was a Godiva store I'd seen one time. I don't think those exist anymore, but I was able to get a dark chocolate soft serve ice cream. Oh, that was so good. It's only after wrapping several layers of napkins around the base of the cone that he finally decides to indulge himself, however. As for me, I scanned the list of 78 flavors for something I haven't tried before. Holy how? I mean, most places only have 2 flavors of soft serve. You know, vanilla and chocolate. Even the Godiva place had okay, we have dark chocolate and strawberry. But the idea of additional flavors of soft serve, that'd be very interesting. There isn't much that catches my attention, but eventually I land on something called Blue Moon. Apparently it's just blueberry and cheesecake flavored. Huh. But having such an evocative name for something so goofy really sticks with me for some reason. We just walk around for a little bit. After that, to my surprise, we don't even spend any time talking about the book. Well, I'm just enjoying spending time with my friend. We simply walk, commenting on whatever happens to catch our attention. Yeah, I think Emma would count as Bishoden. What's kind of odd about the face I'm making here? I want to see my ice cream. I was trying to decide if I'm going to use this picture for... I think we'll just end the video here, and I'll start us up here. So, I used the picture I screenshotted earlier for the thumbnail for this video, and I'll use this backdrop for the thumbnail for the next video. Okay? But this is sort of like what I would want to do, just... We don't have to have a certain topic. We can just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And also, ice cream's awesome. Especially soft serve. Now, I couldn't imagine, like, a thing with 78 fucking flavors. Holy shit. Honestly, if I lived close to a place that had that, it'd probably take me about a year to do it, but I'd probably try every single flavor, unless the flavor really sounded really, really unappealing. Well, I'll go and end the video for here. Bye.